Hi, this is Laurie Solet Enea with Experience Realty Partners, and sitting next to me is
Britney Stiles with USA Mortgage.
Thanks for joining us today, Britney. We appreciate your time.
Very nice to be here.
You've been very busy, closing over $30 million in home mortgages last year. So, drench us in your knowledge.
Happy to.
Oh, powerful one. Tell us exactly, how do we get pre-qualified on a loan to buy a home? That's what we're going to talk about today.
All right, so the way you do it is you fill out an application. It takes about 5 minutes to do, but it is pretty simple. I can text it to you or I can send a link via email. Once I receive it, I'll review it. I'll look at the debt to income ratio. I'll look at your assets for funds to close. I'll look at loan to value. I'll look at the credit report in detail. And then I'll have a conversation with the client. I'll reach out and we'll kind of chat about the options. And then if all falls into place, I'll issue a pre-qualification letter.
Okay, so that sounds super easy, but I actually think that a lot of people, it scares them.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a scary thing. What if she finds out about this? Or what if she sees I spent that much money here? Yeah. What if I don't really have a lot of assets? So talk to me about that. Calm me down so that I can do this.
Yeah, we're professionals. You have to kind of let go of that fear and trust us, because this is super important information for you to gain before you go out looking in this highly competitive market. So you just have to trust us. Let us know what issues could come up down the line. If you're concerned about something, it's really good to be forthcoming, bring up any concerns on the front end so that we can address it and really work towards a plan to get you to the finish line. We're all in this together.
So what you're saying is I should hide a bunch of stuff.
That is not what I'm saying, Laurie. You know better.
That safari that I just booked?
Yes.
You don't do it?
No. Girl.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to have any fun.
Where do I start here?
No. Okay, so getting pre-qualified means you're basically cleared for takeoff when it comes to purchasing a home. So you get a pre-qualification letter, which states your name, how much you can afford, and that kind of gets you off and running in the home market,
How much you're putting down, that's kind of important because, the listing agent wants to know, are you putting 20% down? Are you putting 3% down? Because when they have multiple offers, someone with more money is going to look more appealing, actually, because it just says that there's probably going to be less issues with
someone with more money, meaning assets, putting more down. Yeah, being able to back up that loan.
Right now, that is the assumption that we're seeing with listing agents, and I understand that train of thought. Usually, someone that's got more purchasing power, more down payment, is probably a little more established, and they're probably not going to run into as many issues as if someone is maxed out on their budget and putting the very minimum down.
Okay, so you want to save as much as you possibly can for your down payment. And also, when you're talking about a listing agent, just so our listeners know, a listing agent is the agent that represents the seller, the person who's selling their home.
Yes.
Then the listing agents are in a multiple offer situation right now. So for one home, they're receiving sometimes north of 30 offers.
Yes.
So if you have somebody who has a strong financial background and a pre-qualification letter, you're going to the top of the stack.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
So that's what we want to help you achieve is the strongest offer that you can make. So you want your credit as high as you can because you want to qualify for a conventional, and you want to save up as much as you can because you want to put as much as you can down, or at least show that you're able to on the pre-qualification letter.
Okay, that's all really good information. So let's say I get pre-qualified and I start looking at a house. We're seeing a lot of offers go for well over asking price, which means if a house is listed for, let's say, $300,000, we're seeing some of these houses go for $330,000, $340,000, $350,000.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you as a loan officer? What are you saying to people? How are you coaching them along in this process?
Well, if you're qualified for $400,000, then look at houses that are closer to $350,000, because then you've got some room in between. You can go, you can negotiate higher. If the house is listed at $350,000, you can go in at $360,000 or $370,000, and you're still not at the top of your budget. If you're at the top of your budget, you're just not going to look as strong as an applicant.
Okay, so if I'm pre-qualified for about $400,000, I should really be looking at the $350,000 range right now.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Okay. That's really good information to know, because I think people always want to, they see a house and they're like, oh, maybe I can do the extra 25 or maybe I can do the extra 30. This might not be the time to do that.
Yeah, there was a time and place for that. We used to write, pre-approvals that it were the top of the budget all the time. And we used to write them if you only had the down payment, because the seller credits could be negotiated for, closing costs, to cover closing costs. But we're just not in that market right now. You really don't want to have to ask for anything. You want to be like giving. You want to like show your best qualities and not really be asking for seller credits right now, because it's just not as, it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's not, your deal isn't going to go through.
Yeah, it's just
not as attractive.
Not as attractive. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Now that we got that problem solved. Okay, I'm pre-qualified. I've made an offer on this house. They've accepted the contract. And now we need to go into that easy zone, right? This is where we talk about don't blow up the deal. Give me an example of blowing up the deal, Britney.
Okay, yes. So you don't want to go out and run up all your credit cards. You don't want to go out and buy a car. And really, you don't want to be moving money, shifting money around amongst the accounts that you already have, or opening new accounts. You don't want to go open a new credit card. So you just kind of want to sit on your hands, Laurie. Once you're under contract, don't do anything.
Do not spend money.
Yes.
You just want to make sure you're calm and cool so that your deal goes through.
Exactly.
So have you seen that happen? Have things been busted up because of that?
It has happened. It has thrown a wrench into things. Luckily, I haven't lost a deal over it, but I have heard horror stories where it has happened absolutely over a car payment, because, that's a $500 payment thrown in, and if someone's DTI was, 49%, when you can be a total of 50, that may be a deal killer.
Okay, so don't go buy a new car. Don't go lease a new car. Don't book a big trip. Keep your credit card expenses normal to minimum.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how we can take things from the start to the finish line when it comes to processing a loan. Okay. Any other great helpful hints, Brittany? I mean, it is tough out there for buyers. We really are seeing sometimes 30 offers on a house. So anything else you can give people, little nuggets of advice along the way?
I would just say, if you do send in your documentation to me, I will send on the pre-qualification letter a note that says income verified. And when that listing agent sees that, they know that's one less thing we're going to have to worry about. So it is going to make your offer look a little stronger. So I would say the more documentation that you can provide your loan officer during that pre-qualification phase, the better.
Right, and everybody has the same goal, right? We're all on the same team. So if you have questions, if you're a first-time home buyer, if this is your third or fourth home, all questions can be answered. We just need to know what they are. So please feel free to reach out to either myself, Laurie, or Brittany with USA Mortgage. We will put our contact right below, and please let us help you find your next home.
Yes. Good luck, guys.